So what you're seeing here is a kind of baby cave. It's a table cave. It's exactly the same concept as a big cave, but it's much smaller. It's using the same idea of tracking the head so that you get a first-person perspective. So I'm wearing these glasses, I have this camera, they're seeing my face, and when I move, I see a different viewpoint. So I'm really seeing into a window, a word that I can interact with. It's very interesting when you do application where you have what you want to manipulate in the hand, to do application with, like, for instance, a maintenance on a car, a motor, engine, or this kind of thing. What's also interesting in this application is the topic itself. So here we're in front of a town, which is a kind of mock-up of the Laval town. But it's very different to some other application where it's being hand modeled in a very, very long process to get something realistic and close to reality. You need a lot of man work. Here, it's very different because it's a procedural town. It's being done in partnership with Archi Vidéo, who is a specialist in creating towns just based on photographies taken from satellite or planes. So all the lands and all the buildings are reconstructed based on the imagery, which is a very complex task, and they're quite good at that. So here I can fly, I can navigate into this field. And this project is also done in partnership with the Collège de France. Collège de France is one of the very advanced and pioneer lab in France in the use of VR to study human factors and perception and especially orientation. So they are conducting on this framework some orientation experiment in the virtual world because, again, VR is able to recreate some of the feelings that we have in the real life, and especially orientation and cognitive task that we need to do in real life is being also triggered in the VR life. And what is also interesting is that these research are also helping VR to become more effective and closer to the reality, because, for instance, now, currently, I'm moving, but I'm not doing any effort with my body. I just move my hand. So it's very hard for me to have a good feeling of the distance I am moving. Also, when I move my head, it's not turning the word. So it's going to be hard for me to get the good feeling of orientation. So these labs, together with these different people working on this project and Clarté, are trying to find out some metaphors and some way to take into account the navigation in a different way so that you have the feeling of the distance and the perception of the orientation in the scene.